Hello, beloved ones. This is Minister James Browning of the Holistic Ministry Show, and I want to be able to share with you today something that's very special and something that I feel that would be very helpful for you. Today's talk is, if it is to be, it is up to me. If it is to be, it is up to me. And I want to share this with you today because I want you to start taking full control of your life, beloved ones, and live up to that potential that you have, and live up to your goals and your desires and everything that you want to bring forth in your life and to step forth. See, beloved one, you are the captain of your ship, and you are the master of your soul. And so, what does that really mean? That means you and God work together, is what it's actually saying. You are a co-creator with God in your life. God gives you the lead to create, and God is there to support you, to help you on the path. That's simply what that means, okay? You cannot blame anyone, and I mean anyone, no other human or no spiritual being, for what's happening in your life, because you are in charge of what's happening while you're here on planet Earth. Okay? I understand that it may be hard for some of you to understand or to accept the truth about that being true. But you see, beloved ones, you were giving a gift at birth that makes all this very true. And that gift was called free will. You see, you can use your free will to take you as far as you can desire in your life. Or it can take you as low as you desire in your life. And hopefully you want to go to the furthest you can be than the lowest you can be. Okay? You have no limits. You have the ability to move forward. You know, there's a biblical verse in the Bible that says, if you take one step, God will take two on your behalf. And you know, beloved, that is absolutely true. That without a doubt, God will take two steps if you move forward to take one, and try to make it happen. But you have to take the first step to make it happen. And the reason for that is because God wants you to be in charge of your life. Take charge of your life, okay? And by moving forth and doing what it is that you need to do, because you have all the support that you can possibly have. You are truly a child of God. And you know, God will not leave you or forsake you, but will only support you on your journey. And you know, what I found, though, there's two things that really kind of hold us back from moving forward and becoming real captains of our lives, and controlling our own destiny, and that is fear and faith. See, they both can be very challenging to you, beloved ones, and I understand that. They both can be very challenging. But the key is that you can overcome both of these things. You can overcome. You have to want to overcome, first of all, and having faith is possibly the most challenging of all of them, because you either believe or you don't. You either you believe in something or you don't believe in it. So that's where the challenge is in your faith, to truly believe in your ability to have faith. And you know, the Bible also speaks that if one has faith of a mustard seed, he could say to the mountain, "Be ye moved," and the mountain would move. Now I know that most of you understand that that statement is actually allegorical in the statement when it's in the Bible. It doesn't mean a physical mountain, but it talks about the things that will hold you back in your life, and seem like a mountain, that you have the ability to move beyond those things. And it doesn't take much, because it says all you got to do is have the faith of a mustard seed. And if you're not familiar with how big a mustard seed is, it's the size of a head on a pin. So That's how much faith you have to have, beloved one. And just imagine if you have a little bit more faith, how much you'll be able to accomplish in life and to be able to move forward. But you got to have at least that much faith. And it's very easy to, in my sense, it's very easy for us to have at least that bit of faith, but it seems to be so challenging, so challenging for so many people to have faith. Even those who claim to be believers in a God force, all different type of religions, have believed that and claim that they believe in God and believe that God is with them and God is for them, but they don't. When it comes down to working through things, they don't believe that God is there to support them. And beloved ones, that's where we have gone astray. Okay, you are always being supported by your God self and your God force. So no, never feel that you are alone and that you're not being supported. Okay, and one reason is we need to recognize, and we really need to recognize that we are a child of God and that we have the ability and the authority. I mean, you don't just have the ability, but you have the authority to create what you want to create in your life, and you have the power to make it happen. And it's pretty sad to me when I see so many people suffering. I mean, and suffering unnecessarily, unless there's something they chose to do that they want to do that. But I can't imagine one want to suffer and live in conditions that's beyond, that makes their life horrible. And then they really want to do that. It doesn't make much sense. Anyone in their right mind would want to live a good life and have good health and have prosperity, have good relationships. I just think that would be something people normally want to do. Okay, but it's I see so many people suffering today, and that's one of the reasons why I do these talks, because I want to try to uplift and help people to move beyond that state of consciousness. Okay, but unfortunately, a lot of people that need to hear this message might not be the one that would even listen to it. Okay, but that's okay. When you were born, you only had one fear, beloved. One fear you came into the earth realm with, and that was the fear of loud noises. That's the only fear that you came in as a child with. The only fear you had was the fear of a loud noise. And all other fears you have learnt from someone else, or you have taught yourself to be fearful about certain things. And when I said teach yourself about being fearful, usually people have experiences in their life, and when they fail, it can be very devastating to them. And so from that experience of failure, it makes them not want to try again because they don't want to go through the pain, the emotional pain of dealing with that fear. Okay? So fear is emotional. It's very emotional experience. Okay? Let me just also explain something to you, beloved ones, about fear itself. Fear is not necessarily always a bad thing. If you're in a life-threatening situation and you become fearful for your life because your body may be harmed, and your normal response would be to get out of the way of that fear, then that's a good thing to have that fear. So you have enough fear, enough sense to get out of the way of harm that can be caused to you. Okay, so I'm not telling you to omit any kind of fears. If you faced a wild animal that could cause you devastation, and you don't want to step into that, you want to get out of the way. Unless you got a weapon or something to defend yourself with, okay? So I'm not speaking of that type of fear. In those cases, it's great to be fearful so you have enough sense to get out of the way of something, okay? But let me just give you an experience when I tell you about how experiences can change the life. When I was a little boy, I lived with my grandmother in Southern Virginia, and we had wood stoves. We cooked with wood stoves. This was prior to having electricity and gas and all that stuff. Some of us came up that way where we had to experience wood stoves, and we used wood stoves for cooking, and we used wood stoves for staying warm, warming water and all kinds of stuff. We used the wood stove. But this particular day, my grandmother asked me to to start the fire in the wood stove, and there was wood in the stove, and I thought that there was no fire there because it wasn't. I didn't see any signs of fire from the top of the wood that I was looking at, but unbeknown to myself, there was a small fire still at the bottom of the wood. So as I put more wood in and poured kerosene on top of the stove in order to light it, you can imagine what happened once that kerosene hit that fire that was burning underneath the wood. I'm telling you, the next thing I knew when the flames burst up, I remember wiping my face and my eyebrows and part of my hair just wiped off in my hand, and I was in excruciating pain. Okay, so that was quite an experience that I had, and with that experience, I had fear of fires. I mean, you can understand. I'm a young kid, probably about 7 years old, and that experience itself was very petrified to me. I didn't really even want to go next to stoves anymore. I didn't want to be nowhere near fire, and it was very scary to me. And I lived with that fear for quite a while, having that fear going on inside of my being. But which was amazing, I am a sun sign. So, if you know anything about astrology, sun signs, a fire is based on fire. The fire is the element that controls sun sign. So even with my fear of fire, I had an intrigueness about fire as well. And it's amazing. I was afraid of it, but yet I was intrigued with it as well because of the fact that I am a sun sign, and it's just one of those things that's attracted to you when you're of a certain sign. You're a water sign, you'd be more attracted to the beach and different places and different things dealing with water. Different elements control the physical body. Okay? Now, I had a really amazing growing experience. About 8 years ago, about 8 or 9 years ago, I participated in a class with Tony Robinson, and I don't know if any of you have heard it, Tony Robinson class, where we actually learn how to walk on hot coals, 2,000 degree of hot coals. We were able to mentally put ourselves in a state of being and raise our consciousness to the level where we were able to walk about 30, 40 feet on hot coal without getting burnt. That was pretty amazing, beloved ones. That was amazing feat to experience, and I just feel it was wonderful. It was a good experience, and after overcoming that, it was so powerful for me. It was really so powerful, and I learned two great lessons from that experience. Number one, I learned that the human mind has a capability beyond most people understanding. Those are things that we can experience and things that we can do with our human mind if we're only allowed to do that, and we'd only know that we have the power to do that. Okay, and it's just amazing that you can condition your mind to the point where you can walk on hot coals and not get burnt. Pretty amazing stuff. That'll tell you that you have powers way beyond your imagination. Okay, the second thing I learned from that experience was that facing my fears of fire was one of the big things that I really gained out of that. And I learned that when you face your fears will dissolve like ice cubes on an open fire. The key to overcoming your fears is to face them. I'm telling you, beloved ones, when you face your fears and you move into your fear and just move through it and confront it, your fears 99% of the time will dissolve and go. And you'll be asking yourself, why did I not try to do this before? Why did I not try to move forward with doing this thing? I know I've lately had a fear of technology and the computers, and even to be able to do this recording with you is really has been a challenge for me. But I was determined that if I wanted to do what I need to do and to be able to expand my ministry and the work that I want to do, I had to embrace it and overcome the fear. So now I'm not I'm not by a long shot an expert at anything dealing with technology on the computer, but I'm moving forward. I'm stepping into it, and I'm not as fearful about it as I was at one time. So you have to really begin to confront your fears and to move forward in them, beloved ones. And once you do, you'll find that you'll be in a much better place and much better space. Because, see, fear causes us all kinds of health conditions. You know, it can cause you to become a procrastinator because you just don't want to, confront the things that, you feel that is holding you back and you want to do. So you make you procrastinate and not try at all and just sort of stop you in your tracks. So you have to find a way to get through these fears. And then the best way to get to your fear is to go confront it. Go straight at the fear and watch it dissolve. I'm telling you, next time you're fearful about doing something, just step up and do it anyway. Just push through it and watch and see what happens. I'm telling you, it works all the time. So, in closing with you today, I just want to remind you again that you are a child of the Most High God, and God has given you everything that you need in order to be successful, especially with your free will. So start using it and stop letting fear hold you down. Have faith. Have faith that God is with you and going to support you through everything in your life, beloved ones. Just believe it. Just believe it. Especially if you came up in a background of people, religion, or spiritual growth. You hear about faith all the time. So now it's time to practice that faith. Put it to work. It works for you. And if you take one step, God will take two. Okay? Thank you so much. So grateful to be able to share this with you. Look forward to doing more videos with you. Please like this video and please subscribe. Thank you and have a marvelous day.